So Keith Lee tried to tip Unc directly, and somehow that turned into, why would you tip an owner? Except Unc isn't the owner. And that contradiction is why this whole situation exploded.
Do that look like a plan? Oh, tenderism. That's my tenderism. Tenderism. Throw the glass.
This is why people care. That walkaway reaction isn't a character. It's not just marketing. It's Black embodied culture. That's your uncle at the cookout. That's food hitting your spirit before it hits your mouth. So when people support this place, they're just not buying barbecue. They're buying culture. They're buying something that feels familiar to them. Now keep that in mind, because when Keith Lee pulled up, he didn't just eat the food. He tried to connect with the person representing all of that. And that's where things got uncomfortable.
We're going to start with what I came here for. The beef rib. I didn't touch it. I didn't do nothing. This is how it came. To me, it looked like it's sliced. It looked like they slit it straight down the back. So when I pick it up, it's already on. That's what happened. I'm going to pick it up and see if it fall off the bone. Well, there ain't no bone in here. I'm going to just see if it fall apart. It do not.
Oh, yeah.
This thing ain't going nowhere. Fast things take off into space. I don't think he intended for it to go the way it's going. I think he just wants to show his love of food and his love of what it is that he's doing. I'm personally taking $5,000 out of my own bank, and we going to say happy holidays to Unc. So, update. We could not get to Unc. Security said it was over with for the day. They said that he was filming something. I believe he was filming a podcast. We had $5,000 in cash, or $4,000 in cash that we was going to give him a hand. They didn't take it, so we not only gonna take this money and feed some people, but we just gonna do what we feel like we're supposed to do in the community. And as always,
Keith Lee tried to meet Unc and couldn't. Tried to leave a direct tip for Unc, also couldn't. And the details matter, because Keith Lee wasn't saying, I want to tip the restaurant. He was saying, I want to tip this man, the one whose presence and personality and culture made this place what it is today. That distinction is important. And before we go any further, I want to ask y'all something. When someone becomes the face of Black culture in a business, but ownership isn't clear, how do you decide whether to support it or not? Don't answer it yet if you don't want to. Just keep it in mind while we keep going. But please leave your answers in the comments below, because I want to see them.
To offer a tip to a business owner was crazy. That was the other thing too, is like he really thinks Walt is like this helpless guy who needs his help. How are you going to tip a business owner? Tip the whole staff.
This is where confusion turns into concern. The owner says, Unc is the owner. Why would you tip an owner instead of the staff? And I need to pause right here, because beyond being inaccurate, that framing was disrespectful to Keith Lee. Let's be very clear about something. In every movie, show, or story about restaurants, there's always a moment when the food critic comes through, right? The chef panics, the staff start whispering. The whole energy kind of shifts because food critics matter. And Keith Lee is one of the most influential Black food critics right now. So to act confused about why Keith Lee would want to tip Unc directly, that tells me something else was missing. Keith Lee tips everywhere he goes. That's not new. That's not unusual. That's literally part of his platform. And yes, very often he tips the owner. So when the owner frames it as, why would you tip an owner? It subtly suggests that Keith Lee was doing something inappropriate, or that something was wrong with Unc. And that's strange, because in the Black community, we understand something very specific. We look out for one another. We circulate our money intentionally. We like to buy Black. And when things feel unclear, we try to put money directly into the hands of the person we're supporting. That's not shade, that is survival. So the real question becomes, did nobody explain to him before he got on camera what was going on? No one gave him this cultural context? Because if you are going to be benefiting from Black culture, benefiting from Black audiences, benefiting from Black virality, how did you not know who Keith Lee is, or what he does, or even how he moves? Sir, this man didn't show up confused. He showed up consistent. And reframing his generosity as something weird, that isn't just a mishap. That was a misunderstanding of Black community economics. And that misunderstanding is exactly why people started asking deeper questions, not just about tipping, but about ownership, power, and who actually benefits. Before we go any further, let me introduce myself. My name is Jade, and welcome to our channel, Get Into the Black, where we explore life, business, and culture our way from Puerto Rico to the world. I have a master's degree in social work and a background in Black and feminist studies, and I focus on how race and culture shape everyday life. If you're a part of my kinfolk family, you already know what to do. Hit that like button like it owes you money, and drop a comment so I know that you're awake. And I know that you're here. You better check in, do your Black Power, what we're going to call it a Black Power practice. I stole that from somebody. I don't even remember who. I heard it one time, but we're going to do that here. Trigger that algorithm. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Share this video with your friends and family and let them know what we're getting into today. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our kinfolk family. With that being said, let's get into this video. Let me be very clear. This isn't about Unc as a person. Unc has become a representation of Black culture. That reaction you saw earlier, that body language, that overreaction to good food, that's not individual, that's collective. So when Black people support this restaurant, they're asking, is Black culture being paired with Black ownership, or is it just Black labor? That's not hate, that's economic awareness. And when clarity isn't offered, people don't move on, they look closer.
Man, look here, we gotta do something, man. Let's do some barbecue. Yeah, idea, man, we're gonna try. I said, let's go to Home Depot and get one of them little grills. We don't need the kitchen, we just need the little grill. And that's how it began.
We did 10 slabs of ribs. He cooked them his way, direct heat. He did, I don't know how many pounds, but a lot of half chickens, and we sold out of both in about like a 4-hour window, and to us that was a lot. We were really like happy. Good shot. Yes, good shot.
And this clip is why people felt conflicted. Because Unc didn't just work there. He had the vision, changed the concept, helped transform that business, which makes the lack of clarity even louder. When someone brings the culture and the concept, people naturally assume ownership follows. But assumption doesn't protect anyone. Documentation does.
Right now. This my partner, Nick. He my brother, he my ex-bro, Tony. We gonna keep it that way. Hey, we don't need no hate. Look, don't hate on him. Don't hate on hey, we trying to take it.
I can take it. It's not
Yeah,
about
you
that.
gotta take
You already
that.
know.
Hey, look. This guy here.
Oh,
He got all my little.
oh,
You know what I'm saying?
look at that.
Yeah,
This is where the conversation shifts. At this point, it's clear Unc doesn't want to be saved. Unc does not need saving. He's not asking for intervention or protection. He's not asking for transparency on his behalf. He is comfortable in the position that he is in, and that is his right. But what does change is our responsibility as consumers. Because support is not automatic. Support is intentional. And when someone tells you directly or indirectly, I'm good where I'm at, don't question it. Now the choice shifts back to you as the consumer. That doesn't mean attacking Unc. That doesn't mean being disrespectful. That doesn't mean dragging him in the comments. It simply means this. If you were supporting because you believed your dollars were directly uplifting Black ownership, and you know now that's not the cause, you're allowed to redirect your support. That might look like choosing not to support the restaurant at all, supporting another Black-owned barbecue spot, supporting Unc only in ways that are transparent, or deciding this situation doesn't align with your values at all. None of those choices make you a hater. They make you aware. Because once clarity exists, blind loyalty no longer makes sense. And protecting Black culture also means knowing when to step back. He doesn't need intervention. He doesn't want clarification on his behalf. He's comfortable, and that's his right. Here's the bottom line. No one is owed your money. No one is owed blind loyalty. But people are owed clarity when culture is being monetized. If Unc is happy in his position, that's fine. But Black consumers are also allowed to say, if my dollars aren't directly supporting Black ownership, I'm going to support differently. That's not canceling, that's just alignment. And honestly, this is why I keep talking about building spaces beyond the internet. These conversations about culture, ownership, and legacy are exactly what my Heritage Retreat interest list is centered around. If that resonates, the link is here. If not, no pressure. I haven't done so already, but we're going to be sending out our first welcome email soon enough. So make sure we're just waiting for enough people to sign up. So once we hit that number, we're going to be sending out the first email to you guys. So make sure you sign up as soon as possible. Keith Lee didn't expose a person. He exposed a question Black people have learned to ask. When our culture feeds a business, who actually eats first? That's it. If you enjoyed this video, you're definitely going to enjoy this one. Until next time, stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay Black. This is Jade, and you're watching Get Into the Black. Bye-bye.